Hey man, tonight we're going to make leek and potato soup. As the name suggests, our prime ingredients that we've assembled start with leeks and potatoes. I took 3 leeks, I cut the dark green ends off and tried to save some of the soft green stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to make rounds out of this and then bisect them. I'm going to peel and dice the potatoes, and then we need liquid. I'm going to use chicken stock. Fortunately, I have some homemade chicken stock plus some box stuff. I need about 6 cups. Salt, pepper, and we're going to finish it off with some creme fraiche, or you could use heavy cream or nothing. You could just leave it as is. The liquid could be all water, all stock, 50-50, any proportion you want. And the proportion of potatoes to leeks, some recipes say 50-50. I like to put, this is probably a cup and a half, 2 cups of chopped up leeks, and this is probably 2 cups of potatoes, so that's good. All right, so come back when we have these prepped. Leeks can be pretty sandy, so what I'm going to do is cut them into 1.5 inch pieces. This gets thrown away, and then I cut them in half like that and throw them in a bowl of water and move them around so that the dirt gets a chance to come out. Now that we've got our leeks and potatoes chopped up, I just slice the potatoes since they're gonna boil down anyway. I don't have to really dice them. So I'm gonna put my potatoes in our pot. Gonna put our leeks in, which I've gotten the dirt out, excess dirt, by soaking and moving them around a little in a bowl of water. Just take them out by hand, that's fine. Then we're gonna add our chicken stock. I'm going to measure out, you should just cover it, but I'm going to measure out about 6 cups, so that's 2, 4. That's the homemade stock. I'm going to supplement it with some boxed stuff, so that's 6, and a little bit extra. That looks about right. So it's kind of covered, ready to go, onto the stove top. Bring to a boil and then lower it to a simmer. As soon as our soup comes to a boil, put a lid on it, turn the heat down to a simmer, and just let it cook. We want everything to soften up, so maybe half an hour. Check it after half an hour. Could go as long as an hour, but usually half an hour is long enough. Our leeks and potatoes have been simmering for about 45 minutes, and I'm going to turn off the heat now and pull out my trusty stick blender. Alright, that looks good. A little thin, but I'm going to let it rest for a while, and the liquids will evaporate off since it's so hot. Okay, so we've let our leek and potato soup cool down now for about 20-30 minutes. Now is the time when we should... There's been no salt and pepper till now, so we're going to adjust the flavorings. I'm going to put a big pinch of salt, a mess of pepper, stir it up, let it rest for a minute, and then we're going to taste it. So we've let our salt and pepper meld into the soup for a few minutes, let it cool off a little bit more. It's still pretty hot, but throwing off some steam. Now we're going to add our dairy, either creme fraiche, or you could use heavy cream, that would be fine. Just stir it in, let it rest for a little bit, and then we can serve it up. So we put the cream in. I put the creme fraiche in, or heavy cream, whatever you want, and I'm going to taste it. It's good. Needs a little bit of salt, so I'm going to put another huge pinch of salt in because it's a big pot. 6 cups of liquid. And I think we should be good, so let's serve it up. Here you go, leek and potato soup. Enjoy.